I had to give up work due to my OCD. I was diagnosed in '98 with obsessive compulsive disorder. My obsessions were that I was going to accidentally hurt someone, whether that was make them sick through illness or run over them or whatever. And life just wasn't worth living at the time. So I left work and just sort of floated around and tried to survive.
Got to a point where I just couldn't do it anymore, and I became quite unwell, and I ended up having to leave the police with post-traumatic stress disorder, which was a really dark time actually. I had lots of issues with depression and panic attacks.
Well, I started because Maureen asked me and kept pushing me to come and walk the dogs. I can't say I had, any huge great love and wanted to walk dogs, but now that I've been there for a while, I love it, and I love going down each week and seeing if there's been an adoption, and I love it when a dog's come out of impound and we get to walk that dog for the first time, and you make friends with certain dogs, and as I've said, I'd like to take a dog home here and there.
Part of the recovery process obviously involves medication, counselling, but also exercise has been a huge part of my recovery, and I can't stress that enough. Pet rescue, I used to look on it all the time and just think, wow, like, look at that dog, like, why hasn't it got a home? It looks like a great dog. And I used to sit, and flick through all of these pictures, and I was just baffled at the numbers. Like, I've always known that there are dogs in pounds, but it just seemed to me that the problem was getting bigger.
A misconception out there that there's something wrong with these dogs and that's why they're in pounds or that's why they're in rescue centres, and it's so untrue. There's some great dogs that you don't have to spend a fortune to get. Your first impression when you walk in a pound and there's lots of barking and the dogs are jumping, and you've got to remember they're in little cages, and dogs want to be out and about. You can still get the white fluffy ones at rescue centres if you want them, but you've got to give the other dogs a chance. Take them out of their kennel environment, take them for a little walk, a meet and greet, give them a little bit of a run, and they'll see that these puppies are beautiful, that these dogs are great dogs to have.
The conditions that a lot of these pound dogs are kept in, and it's not a reflection on the organisation. Unfortunately, they can only do so much, and a lot of animals are kept in very small enclosures for a long period of time, and they don't get out, they don't get to feel grass under their feet. It's a really noisy, smelly environment often, and they can end up going a bit stir-crazy.
Just because you're really overweight and obese doesn't mean you can't walk the dogs, because you get better and better every day, and they don't care how far they walk or how fast you go. You're only beating yourself. You're not competing against anyone. You're simply walking with the dogs, and if it takes me 40 minutes to do 2Ks, there you go. The next time it might only take me 20. But it doesn't matter your size, your build, nothing matters. Anyone can walk a dog.
It is really hard when you're struggling and you're in a dark place to think of anything other than surviving day to day. But if you can just get up and get moving and take a dog for a walk, you'll be amazed at the difference and how much better it can make you feel, and you're also doing something really positive for them.